In today's video, we're going to show you how to install MST's all-new G80 M3, G82 M4 intake. We have some sound bites and we put it on the dyno to see if it makes any extra power. Hey, this is Bryan. Thanks for watching Kies Motorsports. If you like our videos, give us a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and check us out at KiesMotorsports.com. In today's video, we have a step-by-step DIY for you where we're going to install their all-new intake on my G80 M3. Now, if you have a G82 M4, it is the exact same process. So today, we're going to start with the DIY, then we're going to move into some sound bites, and then we strap it up to the dyno to see if it makes any power. Now, as you can see, we already have this intake on the car. We've actually had it for about 2 weeks or so because we wanted to do some independent testing, make sure that it was going to give you guys some gains and some amazing sounds, which, spoiler alert, it does. So with that, let's get started with the install. First part of the process, we need to remove this lower V portion of our strut brace. If you want to remove the top one to remove the engine cover, you are welcome to, but you do not need to. So grab a 15 mil and a 13 mil, and let's remove this bolt and then the other 4 nuts. All right, we'll start over here with the 13 mil. Looks just like that. We can set that to the side. Then we'll pull off the 2 nuts on this side. Then on the other side, then the brace lifts straight off just like that. The next thing you need to do, again, if you want to remove the top brace, you can. You don't have to, it's not gonna really help, but you're going to lift your engine cover up and there's a little connection right there. You press on the tab on the top and the bottom, just like that. And then I'm just gonna put this over here out of the way. Next, there are 2 retaining clips for your long intake here. There's one right here, one right here. Take a flathead screwdriver and just carefully pull up, and then that's going to pull up just like that. And then when you go to reinstall it, if you need to ever, you just do that and then pop it back down. So pull that out and then do the same thing on the other side here. Now, if you're coming from pretty much any other car in the world, you're going to be looking for a mass airflow sensor, but BMW didn't put one on the intakes of the S58 M3s and M4s. Next part of the process, grab a flathead screwdriver and we're going to loosen this hose right here. Then you're going to take that, move it out of the way, and then this is going to pop straight up, just like that. Okay, next you need to remove the rest of the intake piping. If you look over here, it is a C-clip, just like most other cars like the N55 and whatnot have on intercoolers. So it should be a very familiar clip for you. So all you need to do is get a pick tool in there like that, and then it's going to release the clips. So if you take a look at it from this side, it's held in by this little corner, this one, and this one. And then when you put like a pick tool or something in there, it retracts all of them. Now sometimes you have to kind of finagle it around a little bit, but it's very easy to use. Now for the other side, if you want to disconnect the air hose to the air box, you are more than welcome to. The only reason that I took this apart in 2 parts instead of 1 is because I wanted you guys to get a really good view on what was going on down there. But on this side, we're going to leave everything completely assembled. Just make sure that this is loose and make sure you have that connection disconnected because you need a little bit of space in here. So now that you're a pro at C-clips, go in here, loosen the C-clip and pull that straight off just like that. Be careful of this coolant line. I'm gonna make a prediction right now. This coolant line is gonna fail in the future because BMW makes terrible thin little coolant lines. Then you're just gonna pull straight up and the intake is completely off. Now, sometimes when you pull out your intake like this, these little rubber grommet things are gonna stick on, and what you need to do is you need to make sure that they go back in the factory locations because this is where the new MST intake is going to attach. So on this side, there's one here and one up here. And then on this side, you have one up here and then also one down there. Now what we need to do is we need to take our little seal inside here, just a little rubber seal that needs to be transferred over, and then the C-clip. So if you reach in, you can grab the seal. Looks just like this. Just pay attention to how it comes out. You don't want to accidentally flip it or it might not seal correctly. So before I take the C-clip off, I'm just going to install this exactly how this was removed so you can see that there's a little recessed groove right there. Make sure that you press it in and make sure it sits perfectly flat. Next, you're going to take your C-clip and just pop it off. Sometimes you need to pry these open with a flathead screwdriver. And then we're basically done with our factory intake. I'm just gonna take this from the top down. I'm gonna take this, I'm just gonna pop it into place just like that. All right, for the next part of the process, you need to assemble your heat shield. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to take those small little bolts and you are going to bolt this angle bracket on here, and I'm gonna show you where that goes in just a moment. And then on the bottom, you have a bolt that goes into this little aluminum piece, and these are going to actually go into those little grommets. Now ours is already pre-assembled because we've actually had it on the car for about 10 days or so. We wanted to do testing, make sure that there wasn't check engine lights, and make sure it was a legit good product before we actually brought it to you guys. So if you see some scratches on it, it's because I've already had it off and on and off and on. So once yours is assembled like that, let me show you how to install it. So the piece that looks like this is going to go on this side. Basically this piece right here is going to slide under here, and then that's going to get a nut and a bolt. And then you have these two sections right there. This is going to go into the top grommet, and then this one is going to go down in the bottom grommet. So basically what I do is I just feed it down like so. Okay, make sure that everything down below is lined up and up top. So then you can press those into the grommets like that. And then this is naturally going to go over here. So sometimes you have to just maneuver it a little bit to get it into place, which is completely normal. So then what you're going to do is take the supplied nut and bolt. What I like to do is just take a magnet. So that way I can guide it exactly where I want it to go. Then find that tab underneath, okay? So we're good there. And then I'm going to reach down, I'm going to install the washer and then the nut. The nut is a 13 mil and the bolt is a 12 mil. And it's a little tight, so make sure that you don't drop anything. Then once you've done that, you can snug it up. Now at this part, we are ready to install the main intake pipe. What I like to do, I like to have this clip a little bit offset, and then I like to slide it on, and then I can just clip it into place. Some people like to just have it already preset and then push it on. Sometimes that way doesn't work out as easy as this way, so this is how we're gonna do it. So now, what we can do, make sure you're careful of that dreaded coolant line. Feed it over here, feed that through there, and you can take this, start to slide it over, and then everything will lock right into place. Then while we're here, we might as well install the filter on this side. There is a silver seam. I always like to turn that to the bottom. And then for this side, I like to have the screw on the front end of the car because it's easiest to access with your driver. So slide that on like so, and then you can snug this up. Then take your connection and you can slide that back on, make sure that it clips into place. And take your engine cover, pop it back down. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Reach in, grab that seal, very important that you do so. And you can put it in the other side. Okay, make sure that it sits nice and flat. Then you can take your clip off of here. Again, you might need to bend out that little tab just a bit. I'm gonna get it ready and put it on here. Now before we can put the intake pipe on, we do have to put the heat shield. Again, I put the little bracket on. There's just these two little bolts like that. And then on the other side, there's this little piece of aluminum, this one, and then they are held on by these other bolts. And then I also used the washer on the bottom just so it didn't try to pull through. So I'm gonna take this, navigate it in here, like so. And then back here, you can push these down through the grommets. And then that's gonna line up there. Then I'm going to take my bolt on a magnet, pop that through. I'll throw on the washer, and a 12 millimeter nut. And then I'll tighten to 3 Ugga Chuggas. All right, so with this one, I'm gonna slide it around and through here. Okay. quick one here. Like I said, sometimes they're a pain in the butt. Other times they work out great. But as long as you get it clipped in, that's all that matters, just like that. Then you can take your intake. Again, make sure that that silver stripe is down. Just slide that on just like that. I have the screw positioned the same way as on the other side. So it looks uniform and it looks nice and neat. And we could take our strut brace, pop that on like that. Again, this one is a 13 mil, and these are 15s. So now we're just gonna snug that up. The same with these. Okay. Now, as you probably noticed, once we started the installation, we had the car on the dyno. The reason is because we wanted to get some good before and after graphs to see if this MST intake actually added any power. So with that, here are some runs of before we had any mods. The car was 100% bone stock. I'm shocked. Our horsepower, 506, all-wheel drive. Our torque, 461. Check out that graph. That is awesome. BMW, you lie and we appreciate it because they underrate their cars. Look at 506 to the wheels, no tune on it. So as you just saw, our bone stock G80 M3 Competition Extra, I put down some serious numbers for both the torque and also the wheel horsepower. Let's see if that MST intake actually added any power. This is amazing. 518 horsepower to the wheels on that one. Let me stop that beeping. And then our torque went up to 472 on an intake. As you just saw, we were very pleasantly surprised how much horsepower our MST added. Again, we didn't change a tune, we didn't change anything, just an intake, and we were able to see positive gains in both the torque and also the wheel horsepower. So we were very thrilled with the results. But how does it sound? All right, so Zach and I are out here on the open roads, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to capture some cabin sounds of the intake. It's very difficult to do this. It never really gives you a true representation. That's why we do a lot of under the hood stuff, but we're gonna do the best we can to see if we can get you some sound clips. So as you just saw, not only does the MST intake for the G80 and G82 install easy, it looks amazing, it sounds amazing, and it has actual performance numbers that are dyno tested behind it. So anyway, once again, my name is Brian, that's Zach behind the camera. If you are interested in an MST intake for your BMW, be sure to see the links down in the description. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.